Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and other creatures of this earth. Welcome to round 3 of the Pokemon Color Tournament. Last time out in round 2, you saw me beat Wingman with relative ease, which also meant that Victini and Jirachi didn't get to even appear. Let's see if they will appear in this fight. It's certainly going to be a more difficult one. For multiple reasons. One, the opponent, AkoNeePlays, has the color red, which I feel is the strongest color in the entire tournament. So I was afraid. Also, they have battled twice so far, in round 1 and 2, won both 2-0 to my knowledge. And let's just say that they did really well. They seem to have very competitive movesets. They have very strategic plays, and their Pokemon are generally just really good as well. So I was really afraid of this. And just to add to the fear, their round 2 opponent was the defending champion FlashSilver, who, if you remember, won the Metronome tournament and got second in the Initials tournament. So Mr. Consistent there, but FlashSilver lost in round 2, lost to AkoNeePlays. Let's see if I can do that. Can I beat AkoNeePlays, move on to the semi-finals, or will AkoNeePlays beat me after already having beaten the defending champion FlashSilver? Let's get into the fight. Their team consists of Tapu Bulu, Charizard, Bisharp, Washrotom, Scolipede, and Darmanitan. Tapu Bulu is a really interesting one, considering that can get really in the way of the electric terrain for Tapu Koko, which then weaken my electric attacks. Charizard can set up the sun, because it'll likely be a Charizard Y and not a regular Charizard. Once again, Charizard X not possible because it's not. This is Team Red, not Team Black. Bisharp has a lot of power. Its Sucker Punch is just really dangerous on its own already, and then Iron Head and Knockoff added to that just makes it really dangerous. Rotom can do nice things with Pain Split, with Will-O-Wisp, with Volt Switch, Scolipede with Setup, Sword Sands, and Speed boosts his ability, and then Darmanitan has to have Sheer Force, so that's going to be a big powerhouse as well. Ugh. Let's see how things go. They start with Darmanitan. I start with Shuckle, the Mind Turtle. I just want to make sure I get my stuff set up with Shuckle. I decided Stealth Rock because they have multiple things weak to it. Charizard, Scolipede, and Darmanitan. Charizard even 4 times weak, so I want to make sure that's it. And actually their Flare Blade deals more than 50% to Shuckle. They do still take some of the recoil damage, however, their power is boosted by Sheer Force due to the fact that Flare Blades can also burn, so the burn chance is gone. But they do get that, I think 30% extra power from Sheer Force. And that's major. Just 2-shotting a Shuckle without a super effective move is very impressive. And all Shuckle was able to do is set up Stealth Rock. Alright, let's see what I can do next. Stealth Rock is up. Go V-Wheel. I was hoping that Victini would be able to survive at least one move. And to help with doing that, Celebrate! Yeah! As soon as I looked through the yellow Pokemon, and I looked at possible moves I could use, I saw Celebrate, I was like, yes, must use Celebrate. And then I saw a certain other move that I could use, and I really just wanted to use Victini also because V-Wheel! I had to. So Celebrate, I set up my defenses. They have Earthquake, which confirms they don't have a choice item. And I just use stored power with the extra speed, with the extra special attack, which is really awesome. And 20.5 is 100, which means 100 bonus power on top of stored power. But stored power starts with 20 base power, and for every stat increase, every stat higher than normal, I get an additional 20. So that 20.5 is 100, plus the 20 it already has, so 120 base power stored power, while going first, most likely due to the speed increase and the special attack increase, so that's really dangerous. Bisharp, there's bound to be a Sucker Punch, so I switch into Haxorus. But they predict that Go Knockoff. I could have taken it out with Searing Shot, well played on their part. Now they Sucker Punch. And unfortunately, that did not go well. I send in Tapu Koko, knowing it'll resist the dark moves. Iron Head is still dangerous, however, due to the fact that I'm electric type, it'll just deal normal damage. Still dangerous. So Sucker Punch is used, only 32%, and I just Thunderbolt. And that is Captain's power. Not only does it get stab, 50% boost, there's also a 50% boost from electric terrain, and then, I'll tell you, Captain has choice specs, which means another 50% added. So that's a regular, I think it's 90 base power Thunderbolt, times 3.375 due to stab, due to electric terrain, and choice spec. So to anything that doesn't resist it, this is really dangerous. And Captain has, I believe, 130 base speed. So this is the first time I get to do it. Thunderbolt with the Tapu Koko hits everything. Here's where they send out Tapu Bulu. And I think this is where they realized, maybe we should have done this before. Maybe they realize here that I'm specs, and they didn't realize it before. Either way, the grassy terrain was up, so not only did they resist it with their grass type, but also with electric terrain gone, my Thunderbolt would have been weaker. And I wanted to make sure that Tapu Koko would just be able to just hit hard, because it showed that it can do that. So I wanted to make sure that Tapu Koko could come back in later, set up the electric terrain again, possibly get rid of their grassy terrain to help their grass moves, and just hit hard once more. So I send in Real Pikachu. You'll see in a moment what its item is. Wood Hammer comes in, no damage, so no recoil. However, Red Card is not a set you see on Smogon, but this is just, I just love using Red Card. I allow the opponent to set up with something like Dragon Dance or Swords Dance or whatever, and then I just send in Mimikyu and get rid of it. And what helps is that I have Stealth Rock on the charge, so just takes 50% damage. They do heal up with Roost. I didn't think they would. I thought I'd just go Shadow Claw. But when I realized they went Roost, I think, you know what? I'll just Swords Dance. I think I Swords Dance. They Solar Beam, which is surprising. I thought they'd do something. No, I don't Swords Dance. I just Shadow Claw once more. And Shadow Sneak. And I just am able to take it out. That's gone. Tapu Bulu comes back in. Doesn't reset the grassy terrain because it's still up, so there's only one turn of the grassy terrain left. I Shadow Claw. Deals some good damage. Wood Hammer comes in. Tapu Bulu takes some recoil, and I still have 3 Pokemon left. I send in my Jirachi, the Jirachi, and think, yeah, you know, Iron Head, let's just take him out. And that is game. Victini and Jirachi both having their first appearance. Jirachi not really doing much, just being the Pokemon that deals the final blow, just like Mimikyu did in round 2. But I was able to use all of my Pokemon, and what I learned from this battle alone, my main power on this team, at least against AkoNeePlays, is speed. Tapu Koko is very fast, 130 base speed, and unless they use Sucker Punch with Bisharp, or have a good amount of speed boost on Caterpillar, Tapu Koko outspeeds them. And the only thing they have that resists electric is Tapu Bulu, and that's also the only thing that can get rid of the electric terrain. So Tapu Koko can do a lot against their team. Time for Battle 2. I once again send in Mind Turtle, and realizing speed is the best thing I have, I set up Sticky Web first to lower their speed. They miss Stone Edge, which really helps for me. But they do get a crit when they hit the next time. Now I set up Stealth Rock. They Stone Edge again, miss, which is really unfortunate for them. I Encore them into Stone Edge, which for the moment they don't mind. I decided to stay in with Mind Turtle. Thinking back about it now, it's somewhat surprising. Potentially I should have switched to Jirachi, but at the time I decided to stay and deal some damage to Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu then hits me once more, doesn't miss, takes out Chuckle. They're now stuck with Stone Edge, so I think Vegetarian won't get too much damage from Stone Edge. Grassy Terrain meanwhile has already run out. They only have Stone Edge. I Dragon Dance. Stone Edge deals more than I expected. Still good damage on 47%, but I have Poison Jab for the fairies, for the Tapus. So I was not afraid of Tapu Bulu. Bisharp comes in. Speed is lowered, but that doubles their attack because of their Defiant ability. I did not think about that, so that makes Bisharp even more dangerous. And the question is now, Do they Sucker Punch? Do they not? Yes, they do. There wasn't really too much I felt I could have done. I just went for Earthquake. Didn't work out. Here comes Captain. A great way to deal with Bishop. They Sucker Punch, crit, and 99.3%! I thought I was gone and that I might have lost the battle. This is what they needed. Potentially with the crit, their double attack really helped out. Yeah, because I think it was just over 30% that they hit for with Sucker Punch and Captain in the previous battle. That goes up to like 64-ish. With crit, that's 96-ish. Well, 99.3%. Wow, that was close. Thunderbolt, with all the boosts that I explained in the previous battle. That's Bisharp gone. Rotom comes in. Tapu Bulu cannot set up the grassy terrain, cannot resist it. So from this point on, they don't have priority move. They don't have grassy terrain to set up. I can do things. They take extra damage. They're slower, even less chance to beat me. Thunderbolt from Captain takes out the Scolipede. Send in Darmanitan, which takes damage, which is slower. Thunderbolts once again. And with the help of the Stealth Rock as well, that's Darmanitan gone. Charizard comes in, isn't slowed because it's a flying type. It takes 50% damage to the Stealth Rock. Thunderbolt once more. And Tapu Koko claims the match. MVP. Heck yeah. Tapu Koko, you are awesome. You definitely showed what you can do. This gave me a lot of confidence for my chances for the rest of the fight. It taught me that Tapu Koko might just be the best Pokemon I have on the team. Sure, others could do well. Georgie might flinch with Iron Head. Haxorus, if it has some Dragon Dances up. Victini, if it has like the Z Celebrate, it can do awesome things. But Captain, without setup, without doing anything too fancy with that, it can just deal so much damage with Thunderbolt. So as long as the opponent doesn't have anything that resists Thunderbolt, such as a ground type, or, I don't know, anything that's grass or electric, anything that resists Thunderbolt, I can deal so much damage. So that taught me that Sticky Web might be used more than Stealth Rock if I just want to use Tapu Koko, although Stealth Rock does help with securing KOs for some of the other Pokemon. 2-0 that I didn't expect. But I won the fight, and that's good. I move on to round 4, which is also the semi-finals. In the other round 3, by the way, it was Carlium761, who was the other Team Yellow player, against Feridor Andre on Team Green. And I thought that Carlium would win. I thought Yellow was slightly better than Green. I thought that ahead of the battle. However, as was shown, Feridor Andre, just like AkoNeePlays, has a very good team and definitely knows what they're doing. So it's going to be a difficult fight. It's Feridor Andre from Team Green against my Team Yellow in the semi-finals. I'll see you in that video. Goodbye.